Computer. Lights.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I can't hear the music. I'm hoping the music's like getting better, but you never know, right? Turn up the music a little more, like to 50. Yeah, see, I can hear it a little now. There we go. Yeah. Well, the opening credits music is supposed to be, of course, full volume, and then this is supposed to be a lower volume. Like right about there. Right? So I can see the background noise coming in on my microphone, and I'm noticing that the music is not much. There you go. This is probably better. Who knows, right? I spend a lot of time dinking with things and fidgeting. So, spent some good time trying to kind of clean up around here, which means that I've got some new artifacts hanging out in this corner. It's kind of funny. I have an air conditioning unit that lives in here during the summer, and it lives right at the door, right there. But now we're moving into winter. I don't need to worry about it as much now. It's nice and fall like outside, so I can just leave the door open and the room cools down quite significantly. So, taking the air conditioning unit, and it fits in a nice little cubby that I made right over here for it, and it'll live there through the winter, and then during the summer next year I'll pull it out and plug it in over here, and we'll get back to air conditioning the room. But for right now, it's out of the way. I also kind of moved the curtains out of the way over here. They've got a little cubby alcove that they live in now. These curtains stay right here because the sun sets right there. Boop. And so, I'll need to close these curtains for about an hour or two at sunset when the sun comes in right there. Otherwise, I can't draw because I can't see because the sun's burning out my eyeballs. So there's that. And cleaned up a lot of this area down here. Found homes for things like I've got my what I call my pink box. It's the box full of miniature work that I do. It was one of those great boxes I got at Joann's once. It was wonderful. It was a great box, about yay high, about yay wide, yay deep. It's got a little lid that comes down and everything like that. Perfect for the job that it does, which is to work on miniatures. I'm actually going to build a platform inside the door because the lid comes down, but right now it's not flat. And I really like the idea of it being flat. And then if it's a big flat platform, then I can just put paints on it or whatever and stick minis on it and paint my minis, and it'll be great. And then it'll be a mobile thing. I can just use it as my, place to do this. And so I'm going to put a little light in there and everything so that the light can be pulled out and then shine down on the bay, and put my hat on and look at minis. I'm really big on minis. So, but it needed a home under here, so I got a home for it under there. My satchel's now under here. My camera is now under here. Everything is where it should be. Over there is a whole bunch of stuff that needs to just be scanned and worked with, which is all of this stuff up here. And I may put that into a box for right now because I have a new idea for taking pictures or for scanning things in for that, because I think I'm just going to photograph it. but I need to do some work on the concept of it. I want to put not a piece of glass, but what I think I want to do is build a structure in a frame that when you pull down on the structure, it presses down on the paper and pushes the button on my phone so that my phone will take a picture. Because I think that would be great. Because then you just push down, it takes a picture, lift up, move to the next side, just pull the paper out, put the paper back in, push down, takes a picture, take a paper, push down, take a picture. And that way we could go through thousands of pictures in an hour. And that would be ideal. What's George doing? I am perpetually wondering, what is George doing? George likes getting in trash cans these days. This is George's new thing. So, updating you on the life of George, that's definitely a George-esque thing to do, is to get into trash cans. So, he's doing that. All right. Today, we're working on 3D items. We've got to finish the kitty-wake. She needs to be done. So we're going to work on the kitty-wake's 3D rigs. I had sort of a moment of staring off into space for an inordinately long amount of time yesterday as I pondered whether I wanted to mess with this or not. We're at like 6 or 7 maps for the kitty-wake, and in the world of 3D, loading bitmaps to objects with is consumptive. It takes a lot of memory and it takes a lot of space. At this time, Kitty has like 7 maps of her own, just by itself. So the concern that I'm getting to here is going to have a point where loading the Kitty-wake into DAZ is going to take hours, and moving it is going to be impossible. So I'm worried about, and I mean, maybe the Kitty-wake will run fine, but like everything else there will be no way to put another object in there. There's no way to put anything else in. So what we're trying to do today is discuss the concept of putting multiple units together in one UV zone, right? So like all of these guys right here, putting them all together in one piece. So this is not just this guy, but this guy back here as well. I'm going to go into object mode and grab everybody. So all of these guys, not those guys. Just these guys. Putting all of these guys into the same object or same map. This is all one structure-y thingy, right? The question really is, if I map all of these objects with the same bitmap over here, will there be problems because they all move? All the pieces move. The other thing is, maybe we don't resize certain maps. Like everybody stays at 1024 by 1024 on the maps, which is a relatively small map. Does make you kind of wonder, though. Could I just put all of them on the same map? And if so, could we just have one huge 20,000 pixel by 20,000 pixel master map that wraps everything in the Kitty-wake? Right? These are the things I think about. So, okay. This is the stuff I'm worrying about now. This is all in the good morning, Brent. It like picks the weirdest stuff though. I've been pontificating all morning this morning. And I think you missed some of the pontification there. One of the things I was saying was at this point in time, we have like 10 or 12 1024 by 1024 maps that need to be loaded in order for the Kittiwake to run. That's a lot of maps. So the question I was having here was, should I try to figure out how to put all of the maps in the same spot? Right? Like merge them all together. But the real question is, if I do that, will discrete pieces that need to move and be independent, will they work properly with the maps? That's the question. Right? So, like, as an example, on this tail, we have 4 pieces. Right? We've got the top piece that slides up. We've got these little doors that open on either side, and we've got this fan that extends further up like an antenna. A lot of things on this ship are antennas that extend out. So you have an extension and then an extended piece that comes out even further. The wings have that now too. So my question is, if I were to make all of these guys be on the same map, like here, will there be an issue with it? One of the other problems I see is this. Dang it. There's an internal wall here. There doesn't need to be. Just the face needs to go away there. Make sure there's no internal faces. There doesn't need to be any internal faces here. That'll help us a little there. So like all of these pieces now, I'm just trying to get them all into one plane so that they're all in the same spot. That way we're just looking at just this here. All right, let's go to edit mode and let's look over here at what we've got. So this is the back of all of these pieces, right? This is the left side or right side, and this is the left side. I'm not sure what that is. So let's do like we usually do. We'll just come along here and select. That's supposed to be the back. Yeah, see, you're not helping it. Okay. Well, clearly we have an issue. I still feel like there's a face in here and there shouldn't be. There you go. Okay. So we will say this one UV project from view, right? And then take you. I'm going to shrink all of you guys. All of you guys need to shrink down. Because you're all on edge. You're all on edge. It was fascinating last night on the Geek Tank show. We discovered that that Tamerlan, my previous ship, actually exists out there in fandom, which I didn't expect. It was a little not unnerving, just strangely flattering. Okay, this is all back. What I liked was that the guy who did the 3D model was like, yeah, it seems like the ship is different in every panel. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, you could say that, but it's a 3D model. So it's not like it changes. I think he thought that I hand drew, which also flattering because that's the way it should look. It should look like these are hand drawn. That's what I'm after here, you know? Okay, the other thing we're going to do is this. We're going to take this guy. It's rounded here. And I'm going to just unwrap this. Right? So we should be able to get a cylindrical projection. Yep, there we go. Really? Right? I have to make my own version of the Tamerlan to printer. Yeah, I'm going to print her, and everybody's going to be like, that's the weirdest salad I've ever seen. I'd be like, well, you know. Yeah, it's probably better than nothing, I guess. Weird. Kind of always wanted to have a version of my ship so that I could paint her up and do all of that. She's ridiculous, but I like her. Good ship. A ridiculous little ship. Now, so I think this is legitimately these back pieces, which is nice because I have no earthly idea what the heck these guys are. So we will take you guys and move you up here. Well, let's rescale them. you right there. There's the dog of horrible bitterness. There we go. Now let's do the tops. Nope. The dog of infinite sadness. I've been abandoned by my master. It's the worst thing ever. The heck? So we were talking about you're on the wrong layer. You've got to stop. But why? You're on the wrong layer. Okay, so this is the top. Okay, there we go. I'm getting all these pieces sort of aligned. I'm guessing this is... So at some point, I'm just going to take all of these guys and put them into their own little flowers, so to speak. But for right now, I just need to get all the top pieces together and all the bottom pieces together and all the side pieces together so that they're... Now, if we're really lucky, though, right, we'll get all of these guys. I'll mark that as sort of the top, so we'll remember that. Okay, so you are a computer person. Which is worse? One JPEG in memory that's 10,000 by 10,000, or 10 JPEGs in memory that's 1,000 by 1,000. Which one of those is a worse thing? Because I'm going under the impression that one JPEG at 10,000 by 10,000 is a better thing to have than 10 1,000 by 1,000 JPEGs. So, and the reason is because the theory here is this. Every one of these pieces that I have built in here, and there are like 60 zillion little pieces for this, every one of these pieces requires its own UV map. I'm gonna have to go kill a cat. Hang on. Hey, cat, eat this. What are you doing? Besides getting soaking wet. I don't know. You seem like you're just getting wet all the time here. George. So we don't really know then, is the answer. Is we don't know. I mean, because I'm talking about a 3D program, right? So when we talk about this, we're taking all of these guys and putting them into the program. I don't know. It's a thought. And now we'll catch the underside. Well, yeah, that's part of the problem here. I'm wondering, am I making a mess by having this spaceship have 7, 8, 9, or 10 bitmaps? Well, I have the horsepower for it, somewhat. The big concern that I'm running into is that, where'd you go? The big concern that I'm running into is, will I make it so that I can't put characters in front of the landed ship? Will I need to do something about that? Yeah. Man, getting any of these guys is getting hard. Oh, no, you know what? All right. There's the bottoms. This leads me to believe that this is all leading edge. I can't even see that. Oh, they're way out there. So here's leading edge. So what are you? We get to guess now. Everybody ready to guess? We've captured everything. So what's these? What are these guys? I mean, this is not the bottoms. I mean, I suspect that these are this little shelf right here. Which wouldn't surprise me. There's a little like level shelf right here. Which that's totally understandable. We'll get that squared away. We'll go project from view. And that's still leaving some pieces out here somewhere, right? Still see, and some of these are big pieces. Yeah. I'm not going to fight with this too long here. I'm just going to take these guys and move them out of the way. And we're going to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So I'm going to make 5 sort of zones in here. We're going to switch to object mode. We're going to unselect, and we're just going to select one of these objects and go to edit mode, right? And there's all of the, so a lot of these rando pieces belong to this middle fin somewhere. But this all is going to be one piece now. So we're going to take you, move you there. Here's the, this is the leading edge, so we want it in front. And like I said, since this is the hero ship, I'm okay with spending some quality time on this. we're going to spend some nice quality time with this ship all for many, many seasons. I mean, I've already finished plotting out issue 1. And issue 1 is already 32 pages. So, and actually, I'll show you real quickly here because it's kind of cool. My plotting out of the plot. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So all we're really doing here, let me make this full screen. Round work. So what we're doing here is just getting each one of the scenes plotted out to what page they all belong to, so you can get a good idea of the flow. But it also allows me to do various other things with it. Oh, and I found my stupid cheap alcohol markers. I love these because they're ridiculously cheap. These were $4 for this entire set. And it's like, they're probably lousy, and I really just don't care because that's fine. And they can be lousy, and that's okay. It gives me sort of a rough number of colors to play with and doesn't burn through my Copics. So there's always that. All right. We've done 1 of 5. Go to object mode, select you, go to edit mode. Looks like some of the pieces of this are elsewhere. So this is the leading edge. But I intend to start drawing actual comic in the next 2 weeks. So we have a lot of work we've got to get done in the next 2 weeks. So if there's background, for this thing to use. So that's 2 of 3. We make sure both of these guys sit right with each other. We can stack this pretty good if we do this. There we go. Working now. You can do what you need to do, my friend. Do what you need to do. Here's the leading edge. I feel like I kind of want to do this the other way, but that's all right. There we go. right. All right. I think we have no idea what these things do. I have no idea what that is or why we have this guy. It doesn't even make sense. I think that should be that. And that should be that. There we go. That should be that. That should be that. Good. All right. I don't know what the heck here. All right. Now we've got this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And we can put the last piece, this fin piece, right in here, and we'll have a good setup. Move him into the corner. And then the experiment begins. We need to rotate that 180 degrees. We may have to rotate this entire unit over, but that's okay. Do you need to look outside, George? Is that the story here? George, let me show you. Here. You can go look outside. Go look outside. See what happens. No need to be afraid of cat. You can go out there. You know, you can't get outside, but that's what screens are for. All right, we're going to put you right here. Then we're going to go back into object mode. And though this was kind of a pain in the butt, I think I got all 4 of these pieces now here. We still get random crap. Where's that random stuff coming from? These guys, where are they coming from? Who do they belong to? Does anybody know? Oh, well. Okay. This is how we're going to do this now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fire up DAZ Studio. We're going to test this problem. Okay, so let's test this. Oh, you haven't been watching me at all. There we go. This is where we are. Or you have been watching me, but you've just been watching me. So we're firing off DAZ Studio, which takes a minute or two to load. So much so I'm not even really sure that it actually fired. Yeah, it did. So I know those of you who've been with me for a long time have been sitting here going, gosh, this takes an awful lot of time and effort, Guy. Are you sure you want to do this? And I'm sitting there going, yeah, it's fine. And the reason is because you'll see, we've got literally 3 or 4 years worth of making comics that are all going to use this ship in every 10th panel or whatever. This ship will be in there. And once I've got this figured out, and once the 3D model, I've already done this, like totally done this with Tamerlan. Once we've got the 3D model in and the 3D model works, then all I've got to do is adjust the model to make it work, make it look right. And then I don't have to worry about it anymore. I mean, it just works at that point. I don't have to draw. I don't have to do any of that. Okay, here we go. We're going to say export wavefront object. this becomes, we're going to make a new folder in here and call it Kittiwake Pieces. And we've got limit to selection only is what we're clicking. So here we go. Sorry, you guys can't see diddly. It just works. It just works. Trust me, it does. Okay. So this is lower fin, lower control fin. And this is the trick that I learned. This button right here needs to be clicked. The one that says selection only, limit to selection only, right? Export object, and it goes. Okay. We're going to take this guy, do the same thing. Export wavefront OBJ. Yeah. Boy, it really doesn't like this, does it? 3D resources, Kittiwake pieces. There we go. Right. I'm going to call this. Oh, it's import. Crap. That's not what I want. Right. Export. Export wavefront object. Ah! Here we go. Selection only. The piece that I'm selecting is upper gravity. So this is upper gravity fin object. We make sure we have limited selection only, export object. And we go over here. We do the same thing. Export wavefront OBJ. Oh, God, it doesn't want to do it on anything except for here. And this is the lower gravity fin. Right, make sure it's still selection only, export object. And export wavefront object. Gravity protection door. I don't know. We'll call these something. We'll export that. And then up here, we'll say export wavefront object. Gravity fin antenna. And yes, select all and delete. Wait, what? You have to stop. But why? You've deleted everything. Okay, now we're in DAZ. And we're going to import. And we're going to see what happens when we import this. This could go ugly fast. So we're going to see what happens here. Going into the Kittiwake pieces here. We'll start with the gravity fin, right? We'll scale it to whatever. That sounds perfect. You do you, boo. And we'll make you big. Okay. Then we will import the upper gravity fin. Right. Move you out of the way. Warp. It's probably still too big, but that's okay. You don't have any backups. You're not. Where are my backups? You can't handle backups. Lower gravity fin. Now, the gravity fin antenna is a subunit of this, although I am now aggravated to find out that it looks like it's... Okay, I'll have to figure that out. But at least now they both move together. Right? And then we will import gravity protection door. You can't handle the backups. All right. And this door covers this hole. Like so. And so that's a fin right here. Now for the real test, right? We get to spin up yet another program. See you in 10 to 15, my friend. The Master Corvette texture maps, because we don't have enough things loaded into memory. Now we'll go back here. And we'll select all 5 of these pieces, right? We'll go to edit mode. And we select everything, right? Everything. There we go. The whole kit and caboodle. We go over here. We have to shrink this a little bit so that we can get it all onto one page as best as possible. Yeah, it's about we hit, as we did before, the thing that Kundi taught me. We're going to do Windows Shift S. I'm going to just grab this guy here like so. Right, and we'll go over here and we hit paste. So now that we've got this, we're going to do a little bit of quick creative color so that we can just see if it did the job right or not. Because all we need to do here is see whether it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Right? Each one of these is a different piece. So if it's doing its job correctly, which, all of this stuff is questionable. What ridiculous color should we make that? I mean, see it. Because I don't even know what pieces those are. Yeah, whatever. All right. So we'll save this as Bellatrix Rising into 3D Resources, Kittiwake Pieces. We're going to call this real quickly. We're just going to call this Gravity Sensor Fin Map.jpg, right? Okay. So now we've done that. We're going to go back over to DAZ Studio. And we're going to talk about this. Are all of these pieces able to just get the map? I mean, can I just select everything here and select all of these guys and say diffuse color browse and go into 3D resources, Kittiwake pieces, and just take the gravity sensor map and will it work? Score. Look at us. Look at us doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Kick butt. That's perfect. Okay. Okay, this means exactly what I was hoping it would mean, which is we can use one map for many pieces, and it will do just fine. If we extend the gravity wing out like so, and we open the gravity wing doors, which we're going to have to redo all of these stupid things, and I'm going to be mad about that, but that's okay. I'll die mad. Here we go, guys. It's a legit gravity wing. The gravity sensor, gravitic sensors extended. So all I need to do now is figure out how to move the pivot points on these things so that we can do that. And that's going to be a little bit harder, but not impossible. We've already done a number of pieces, and I'm not opposed to the idea of putting the wings on one map, all of the wings on one map, and making it just a big map. Because this works. So, okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and real quickly do our break that our computer wanted to tell us to do. So remember, stretch. It's good for you. Right? Roll your neck. My neck always sounds like Rice Krispie treats. And then bend down, bend back. There we go. All right. Excellent. We have succeeded in mapping these sections of the ship. And if you want me to show you what that really will look like, let's do this. Rather than do this guy, which he was cute, but no. We're going to take this guy and we're going to duplicate the layer and then invert him. Okay, remember how to do this. Tonal correction. Reverse gradient. There we go. All right. I'm going to sit down for this because we're going to have to go through, and I'm going to actually put in another layer. I got my pen out here. New raster layer. We're going to take this layer. We're going to make him just like so. And this layer is going to be our actual layer. Okay. We're going to take now, we're going to go through here. We're going to get a straight line out of this. I'm going to zoom in. This is the undercore piece of the this piece here is the actual wing itself right here. Right. We're just going to call this one all black. We're okay with that. I'm going to go through here. We'll do this guy. This is the back tail of the wing. All right. And here's the forward edge of this piece, which really is going to be so narrow as to just pretty much only have a small amount showing. That's all right. All right. And this is the overside. This is the protector piece. Woo, 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 woo. All right, so we'll come through here. I'll do this. Now, at some point, I may print all of these maps out and go back over them with markers, which might give a really neat sort of colorized effect. But for right now, I'm going to do this. And we're just tracing every line. And the reason we're tracing, and I don't mind if it's slightly wiggy. What we're going to do here, because a slightly wiggy line is going to look still cool. Okay. And the same thing happens here. There we go. You missed a successful test. It worked. So the thing I was most concerned about was that if I put multiple objects that were different units on here, that the UV mapping would get lost. But it didn't. It tracked the UV mapping just fine. So now we're doing some quick line work to test that this worked just fine. I'm going to take this guy and bring him up to... There we go. Nope. In fact, I probably shouldn't do it that way anyway. So, there we go. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take this guy. We're going to save this. We're going to say, save as, sensor fin map dash, let's just say port. And we probably should say Kittiwake because there will be, there will be other guys out there or whatever. So let's go in here and look at this. Right, we take you and all of you, and we say browse, and we take the Kittiwake gravity sensor map port. Look at that. Turn off the glossiness. No specular color. Or rather, the specular color is all white. I don't know. There we go. There we go. Right? And now this looks like it's a hand-drawn piece. I am seeing something on this front edge that I'm not happy with. Like it selected this guy for the map, but not this guy. Like, damn it. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, now that we've proven that this works, we're going to take the sensor mask. Here we're going to open. We're going to find in my reference. And maybe my reference. Where's my materials? I have my basic textures, shared resources, because they all use these things. Textures. And I have a hex grid. We're going to pull up that hex grid. There we go. We're going to see just how much of this hex grid we can put on here. Quite a bit, actually. A lot more than I thought. Well, if it's an unknown caller, I'm not answering it in the middle of my show, but I will check to see it's not an emergency. Yeah, I know who it is. It's our solar people, whom I, specifically said I work from 9 to 11, and they're like, but we called you. Yeah, I know, but you always call in the middle of my work. It wasn't you. All right. Take this guy here and move him over transform, flip them horizontal. I find it interesting that you know what? I'm okay with that. So, right? That's a simple thing. I'm on the air from 9 to 11 Mountain Time. You can call me any other time. Okay. I also saw a couple of small errors on the leading edge of the fins. So let's go ahead and double tap these lines just to make sure. Yep. Okay. We're going to do a couple of other things to make this kind of interesting. All right. Get kind of an idea of what you'd put on fins so you can see what they look like. Oh, yeah. All of your printers running at once and like intense printing. Printing intensifies. All right. All righty, ready. Now we're going to go and just save this as, and we'll go ahead and save this as the starboard one, and then we'll come back and fix it. Because one of the things that does irritate me quite a bit about this guy, this program, is there we go. And now we've got exactly what we're looking at here. There's the fin extended like it should be, right? Actually, the upper gravity fin should be a subunit of that. So should the gravity door. So that way, once we place them on a ship, they will make sense. There we go. But that would be a gravity door right there, or gravity fin. All of the doors are open. Everything is extended. This is sensing. It's looking right now. It's looking for something. When we put it back into flight mode, this goes back down to here. this door closes, which we're going to have to go fix. And this guy closes too. Putting it in flight mode looks like that. There. We've successfully built the first piece of the Kittiwake now, and it's the gravity sensors, which are designed to extend out, both of them, the two tails. The good news is there's a port and there's a starboard, and it's all fine. So the two tails are in there. The other pieces that will be in there will be we're going to do a couple of other things in here. Daz Studio allows me to put a wheel in here, which can control all of this. And I will tie everything together to one wheel so that whenever I turn a wheel, the entire arm will extend. And then when I turn it back, it'll retract so that I'll be able to just control it with a wheel, whether the gravity sensors all extend out. And then the same thing with the landing gear. We'll be able to control it with a single wheel. And then that way, all the gear will come down and then they'll go back up. And then I can control the flaps, and I'll control them independently. But now, at this point, this works just fine, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm very intrigued and excited about the fact that this may actually work really well. The tails are at a 30-degree angle. There we go. For those of you that are curious or wondering, the same exact angle that they always have a small amount of sensing ability on the internal side, so that should be okay. But one thing I am wondering, change. Watch this video. Yep. Choose the universal tool. Create a new null. Oh no, that'd be all kinds of things. I don't want to create nulls. It's going to be like 3 times the objects. Yes, for the gravity waves. So the gravity waves are how we sense other ships in the comic, because gravity lives in and out of Einsteinian space. So if I were to jump in at 4 light hours from your ship, let's say, and your ship were to move, then it would take 4 hours for that light to propagate to my ship, right? So there's no way to tell another ship has entered the system, because you will see what happened. Let's say, I mean, like our system, our solar system is 140 light hours out to the edge of the solar system, right? So if I'm at the edge of the solar system and you jump in on the other side of the solar system, we're talking about 280 hours before I'll see the light propagate across the entire solar system to see it. So instead, what we're looking at is we're looking at the gravity being pulled like a spider web, right? Because the moment you enter the system, you're going to pull the gravity into the system, especially if you're using high drag drives. like the hyperspace drives that we use, the in-space drives. The in-space drives make a huge gravity hole in the middle of the system. It's one of the reasons why we have to be super careful flying around solar systems, is because asteroids and things like that will get sucked into the drives and then blow us up and stuff like that. So it's what we do is we put these sensors into the gravity fabric, the fabric of space-time, and we sit there and wait for tugs on the gravity. Yes, if the sun were to blow up, we wouldn't know for 8 minutes. That's exactly right. It makes you realize how big our solar system is if it's 8 minutes from the sun to the earth, but 140 hours to the edge of the solar system. Right? I mean, we are really, 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 relative to the edge of the solar system, we are right on top of the sun. Like sitting on top of the sun. We might as well be in the coronasphere. But I mean, you go all the way out to the outer planets and out to Uranus, and you're still not quite at the ridiculously far out. So all of the planets that orbit the sun are only part of the size of the solar system. And so our ships drop speed the moment they hit the bow shock of the system, and then it becomes kind of a rough race to get in, and it's a little harder at in-space speeds because you have to slow down so you're not causing damage to the system, and at the same time keep a good speed so that it doesn't take you 240 hours to climb into the system, right? So then our warships need to see what other ships are doing in the system. So we use these gravity sensors to see what's going on. So there you go. And that's how this all works. And voila, Bob's your uncle. Okay. You got it. All right. So we've got this. This looks just fine. This will be okay. The starboard one will be the same critter. Or the port one will be the same critter in reverse. Not a problem. So now that this successfully worked, we now know we can map many parts under the same uniform or whatever, which is great. So these guys can all, nope, undo. I'm going to take object mode, select all of these guys and move them over here. And we're actually going to now do the same exact thing we just did. I'm going to take the wing. Man, you're a mess. And then making this difficult. There we go. Its pivot point is there. And bring it here. And then go back to object mode. Grab you. Same problem. You know, when I was a kid, I drew a star on my hand, and I literally still see it every time. In my head, I will still see port, and I'll see the star on my hand. I find that very intriguing. It did it again. Why did you move? So our flight control surface. Although I do think it's funny if you can't get port and starboard, and of course everybody's like, "Everybody go to the starboard," and you're like, and everybody's like, "No, the other side." Man. I think I'll put these gravity wings on there too. We can just put them all together, sort of like this. Yeah, just follow the group. Where's everybody else going? I don't know. To the someplace. It's probably critical. Let's go. Yes. Why would you do that? That is so weird. Kind of makes me think that maybe, yeah, I was going to say, that makes me think that. So, what I'm doing here is just trying to put the pivot point. The pivot point keeps moving, and it keeps moving because I keep moving it. It's not moving because of something Blender does, it's something that I do. And it's aggravating that I do this, and I really shouldn't do this, but I'm doing it anyway, and that's annoying. So, anyway, okay, so we're going to take this guy. We need to use his map in reverse. So we're going to take the scale and we're going to reverse his wing. And we're going to look down here at the bottom where it says scale. And the rule, I guess that's close enough. No, don't do it again. Right. This is the other wing. So we're going to do that. We're going to take you. We're going to do the same thing. Copy and paste. This guy works over here a lot better. I take scale. I'm going to do the same thing. 100% backwards, right? Good enough for government work. No, stop that. I'll move. They released it early, huh? That seems interesting. That's a choice. Okay, so what? You just decide you weren't working anymore? Streaming early? Boo. I intend to go see it in the theaters this weekend. I think it's this weekend. Or hold on, we're supposed to do it. I guess I'll find out when I go walking with Alex here in a second. Boo. You know what the problem is. It's not in naked mode. Or it is in naked mode, and I need to do that. There we go. I'm not sure why these leading edges are overlapping. It's kind of weird. There. But you watched the whole thing? And you liked it? Good. Oh, then my show started. Well, hey, I like that I'm prioritized over Dune. That's kind of strange, but I like it. I mean, thank you. You're very kind to me. There we go. And now we can take this guy and shrink him down and put him off bottom right. And then we'll go back into object mode and select this guy and go to edit mode. I'm not exactly sure why. Like I said, these are weird, weirdly out of position. Like they don't need to be like this. All right. We'll shrink this guy down too. We'll put him off here like so. So you can, yeah, well, that makes sense. I think. And then we'll go back into object mode. And here we'll go to edit mode. The wing should be acting still pretty. No, it's still, even it got kind of on top of itself. Weird. See how it's all broken up? That's so strange. Let's go ahead and fix this because this doesn't look right. Something is not working here, guys. So let's go ahead and put it in this mode. And we'll just catch the top pieces of it. This face. I know that this is not the world's most awesome object. And it is really strange. No, let's not do that. That's the back end. Right? We'll go UV, project from view. There we go. And that'll give us at least this shape, which I have to adjust to make it correct, but that's okay. We'll get there. All right. We'll go underneath. Do the same thing. Nope, not that. No engine pylon on this. Just this guy. We can do the, no, don't do that. But we do need that front tab. And yeah, it's weirdly project from view. Do the same thing. I'll scale it down. There we go. So we're just going to snag as many pieces along the back end here as we can. Like so. And just go straight direct aft. That's not direct aft. That's, I'm going to look over here on the wingtip. How are we doing on the wingtip? No, we cut everything on the wingtip. Okay, so direct. Other way. And we'll say project from bounds. You know, we could probably grab these guys too. And we'll have to go find them, but that's all right. I want to show the artwork, all that is on it, you. What? One more time. that kind of became a word salad, and I'm kind of not sure what word salad you were trying to say there. You're saying you may want to show the artwork, all that is on it, you. Not sure what that means. We're going to take you and extend you out like so, and then we'll take you and we'll extend you out like so. And there. Now, that should give us all of the back edge. Like so. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And then, oh, we need a code for that or something. You're right. We need a, like a, yes. Switch screens or something. Yeah, because I'm like, what? Oh, hey, look, it's me. Yes. Okay, so we're going inside. That's a very valid point, and thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. Show screen. Show screen. I'm very pretty, though. I mean, I'm just saying I'm very pretty. You're like, no, you're not. You're really just not. I do this, then I can say UV projection bounds. And when I do it this way, then I can actually take this guy Code 10! Code 10! Easily entertained. And by me, I mean us, because you're also easily entertained. All right. I am somewhat bothered that we've had to redo this, because I remember us doing this to begin with. There we go. Go into naked mode. What's left? The inner wing needs to be dealt with. That's not that big of a deal. And then you're just... And whenever I do a cube projection, really, whenever I do a cube projection of this strut, it doesn't come out like I want it to. I feel like that's what we need to do. Leading edge on this. Okay, there we go. We're just redoing from scratch the UV mapping on the wing, which I'm not sure why I'm having to redo that. I'm a little, bothered by it. Is kind of irritating to me. All right. This guy's already still rigged, so I don't need to really re-rig him, hopefully. We just need to unstack him. I'm going to scale them down a little bit, like so. I don't know if I can fit him in there. Probably not. Probably not a wise idea anyway. Now, I think I'm going to have to redo the other wing, which we can probably do rather quickly here. Go for the top view. We'll just go ahead and go back into object mode, delete. Take you, copy, paste, object mode, grab one of these guys, doesn't matter which, and you, and then we'll go into scale, and we'll flip you. Good enough. Move you back into position. Then edit mode, grab everything, and then we'll scale that too. We have to scale the maps or else they're not going to work right. So we have to make sure that we flip the UV maps, or every time you try to write words on there, they'll all be inverted and flipped. So when we do the flip inside out an object, we've got to make sure we flip inside out their UV maps, or we will regret it. We will regret it. Alrighty. A lot of people binging me. That's for tonight's drawing club, which I'm actually kind of happy to be a part of. I like being part of drawing club. I'll stick this guy way out here. We'll go to object mode, select you, and you, and you, and you. We'll go to edit mode and select everything. And there we go. See, we got things kind of going here. And that's very random. Some piece of these wings who sort of stuck out in Nowheresville. Here we go. There we go. Doing the interpretive dance, code 10. Not really sure what piece that is, but we'll find it, I guess. Now the question really is, can I get the gravity wings in here? The forward gravity wings. Those are the pieces that generate the gravity waves that the ship moves by. All of them. It also has the huge reactor up in that nose. So, but should I put this on here, or really should I just make it something else? And I really think I should make it something else, and I'll tell you why. Because I'll use these gravity wings on different ships, but I won't use the wings on different ships. These wings are really, really, really specific to the Kittiwake. So what I think I will do is leave it just as it is. We'll hit save, right? And we'll go over here. We'll export out this guy. Control Shift or Windows Shift S. Thank you, Kundi. We'll go over here. We'll hit paste. And we will call this guy right here. We'll just put him in right here. Right. And these will be wings. Just wings. And we'll go ahead and because the wings came in somewhere along the line. Those are the wings. No. Gravity sensor fins. Wings. We'll put that guy right here. Okay. There. All right. We've done good today, guys. We've learned our trick. The trick we learned was that we can put multiple 3D objects in, even if they're separate 3D objects, we can put multiple 3D objects on the same UV map, which is awesome. So they're all on the same UV map. This is the way it should be. So I'll probably continue doing this, but I've got to do pictures first for a senior photo shoot. And that's got to roll out first. So we got to do that for the rest of the day. So I'll probably be still working on this tomorrow. Tomorrow might be Watercolor Wednesday with Pepper. I'm hoping it is, but I still don't have access to my table. So we can't do watercolors yet for me, but that doesn't mean we can't do it for Pepper. So, okay, guys. Well, that's the show for today. Thank you for joining me, my friend Brent. I appreciate it so much. And I will see you all tomorrow. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye. Computer, good night.